Sure. We're recording, by the way.
Are we recording? Okay.
Yeah.
So a few things to go over before we start, and that is Matty.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you seriously.
I'm listening.
Okay. To get this video in a reasonable time, what do I have
to
to
it
do?
before you leave.
Okay. Like I was willing to give you a hand job today.
No, we'll copy it. I just changed the settings so we can we're going to plug the video into your computer and see if you can hold it all on your computer at once.
Okay, I guess he's not into the hand job for me, Jen.
I didn't.
No, he's hopelessly devoted.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, I was going to try. And then I am going to talk about sponsorship too.
Sure.
Okay?
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Rhinebeck Scoop. I'm your host, Jennifer C. This radio show is produced by yours truly, Matty Rosenberg and Jennifer Hammoud at Radio Free Rhinecliff. Okay, you guys, guess what? We haven't had a really good white people problems. So today we're having a really good white people problems. I think I've figured out, I mean, you guys can agree or disagree here, but I think that this audience is mostly Gen X and up. What do you guys think?
That seems reasonable.
Definitely think that's true.
Yeah, I think maybe we may get a few older millennials, but for the most part, I think we're Gen X and up. I think we're Gen X baby boomers.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So there is something called the let them theory, and it's super popular for our age group. I keep hearing about it on Instagram, on podcasts, on all of that. And I went on to Instagram and I asked all of you listeners, what do you think of the let them theory by Mel Robbins? So I want to explain to Jen and Matty exactly what this is and to give you all the context behind it. Mel Robbins is this 56-year-old self-help guru. She has the second highest rated podcast behind Joe Rogan. So that's how rich and powerful she is. Here is Robbins explaining the let them theory. Stop trying to control the people around you. When you let them do whatever it is they want to do, it creates more control and emotional peace for you and a better relationship with the people in your life. It's something I call the let them theory, and it seriously changed my life. It will change yours too. If they want to leave, let them. If they choose someone else, let them. If they don't support you, let them. If they don't invite you, let them. Stop wasting your energy trying to control or change other people. Do you guys get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So let them show you who they really are, and then they choose what to do next. So here's a really interesting example that Robbins gives from her book. Her son is going to the prom, and he and his 19 friends are dressed in, all nice, black tie. And they get wet from an unexpected rainstorm, and then they don't have a reservation for dinner and want to eat at a taco stand. Okay, Robbins, as the mom, wants to control the situation, but instead her daughter says, "Mom, let them." So let them stand in the rain in their rented tuxes and expensive dresses that you as the parents paid for. Only rich people would allow this. And let them eat tacos. Let them. Matty, Jen, what do you think?
Well, it's a great way to give you control back to your life, because the reality is that you can't make people do something that they don't want to do. And even if they do, it's not genuine, it's time limited, and you can't really ask somebody to do something that they absolutely don't want to do forever, right? Like, so as a parent, I could beg my son when he was in high school. I could beg, please do this, do your homework, da 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 da. He's gonna do whatever he wants to do. He did whatever he wanted to do anyway, and it was a fruitful way for him to. He could yes me to death, and then he wasn't gonna do it. But as a parent, I kind of felt like it was my responsibility to at least advocate for what I thought was the right thing. But the reality is that people are just going to do what they want to do.
Jen, you look so pretty.
Thank you. I love your hair like that.
Thank you. It's the mascara. I'm lost in your eyes.
Oh my gosh. I am obsessed with this mascara.
Yeah, it looks amazing. You guys have to look at her. In the reels, I'll show you her mascara.
Okay. Is this good?
Yes. Beautiful. Matty, what do you think of this theory?
Yeah, I think the other half of that theory is the theory starts with you can't control other people there, but the other part of that is that you can only control your response to them, as I recall reading.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think intuitively that of course makes sense. I think that people have difficulty doing that, including myself, in various circumstances. It depends. It clearly depends on, the circumstance. And that's not necessarily a healthy thing, but it just is.
Yep, I agree. Matty, how do you like my shirt today?
It's quite the shirt. Your camera's there. So
my camera's there. Hi.
Just making sure you want to show your shirt properly.
I did. Okay. Matty's looking at it. He loves it. He loves it. We won't tease him too much. He's a married man, though. Okay. So a few listeners responded in the comments and via DMs, and here's what they said.
Yes.
Your own life is truly what matters. Control what you can and let the rest go. I think that's pretty solid. It's good advice. Many people try to manage or control other people's lives, but I don't think I've ever done that, even with my adult children.
Wow.
I think that's pretty amazing. What a good dad. By the way, I know this person, and he also said to me that on the Rhinebeck Scoop, the topics that are acceptable are sex and food. I have to make a t-shirt out of that.
Sex and food?
Sex and food, like anything else. He's basically saying in a nice way, nothing of substance is on the show, but sex and food. And I like that. I thought that was cool. So then we have a third one. I like Robin's, but this theory has some holes. Not everything she says is gospel, which many people unfortunately believe. So here's what I think.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, so the last listener, I could not agree more. I call bullshit on this whole theory, and I call bullshit on her. And I'll tell you why. First of all, I don't trust any of these proclaimed self-help gurus at all.
Ditto.
We were just talking about that.
Yes.
Yeah? Who? Why? Anyone in particular? Or
No,
just-
all of
Just
them.
in general. We
so
don't
you don't
trust.
drink the Kool-Aid?
Never. No, not happening.
Well, I'll tell you my experience. So when I used to do the private jet thing, I never flew this guru. I'm not going to say the name. You guys will know from me hinting around about it. But the team I was on, or the pilots, flew this guru, and the guru did not want a flight attendant. And he said, the main pilot said, who was the nicest person in the world, said that this guy could not have been nastier. The wife could not have been nastier. All they did was scream at their employees. And this guy comes out in his events, hint, hint, as the most peaceful, loving, one of the most top gurus in the world. And to me, it's all BS. So then also you have James Arthur Ray, who was famous for being on the movie The Secret. And he killed 3 people in a sweat lodge in 2009 when he wouldn't allow them to leave. This was a horrible story I had covered on one of my podcasts. And it's absolutely unbelievable. Jay Shetty, who everyone knows, has a really popular podcast, plagiarizes and was barely a monk. He has proclaimed that he was a monk for a long time in India, and then they went and did a deep dive on him, and he was hardly a monk. He was wearing sweatpants. Like, it was a lot of BS, and he's plagiarized from a lot of people. So second, to go a step farther into this theory, I'm going to create myself as a fictional mother with fictional children. Okay. So let's say my son is in high school and he calls me or texts me and he says, I want to punch another kid. I'm angry. I want to punch another kid. And I say, let them. That's fine. Let them do it. That to me is problematic. Then let's say I have a daughter in high school and she wants to try heroin for the first time. And I'm like, let them. It's totally fine. And then let's go back to my real life. And my husband just wants to bang all of Rhinebeck and bring me home gonorrhea. Let them. No problem. So I think this theory has holes.
You think?
I think the point I was making is it depends on the situation.
Absolutely.
And it has, gurus are ridiculous. I agree. But the basic theory is, I think, not unsound in that it's really to avoid being too controlling. And so you can you can be the other way and say, no, in her example, so what if the kids had tacos? Like, that's the perfect example where, that works. Is that going to kill them? That's not heroin.
And also, people learn from failure, right?
Good
If
point.
they're not like heroin, obviously, is a great example of a time to parent. But you don't get reservations for a fancy place because you didn't plan. Oh, well, maybe next time you will.
Exactly.
Or let's say that the producer and creator of the Rhinebeck Scoop has a party and doesn't invite me. Let them.
But what if they invite you to another party and then you just blow them off?
Let them.
That's what I said.
But you're right. It's situational, right? So in situations like that, exactly what you're talking about, I agree, right? These people don't want to invite you here. Or this guy doesn't want you. Let them, right? That's okay. But when you take it a step farther, it just doesn't work. There's a lot of holes in that theory. So that's what I think. Also, Robbins allegedly plagiarized this theory from a young woman, and women my age are getting tattoos of this.
Really?
Yeah, that's how big the movement is.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, that's because of Oprah. Oprah promoted this book as a big deal, and so she became this insanely large podcaster and personality, and that's the society we live in. So
yeah. How come Oprah doesn't promote this podcast?
I was just thinking that.
Or this radio show?
I'm stunned she hasn't heard of it yet.
I know. Her best friend is the creator. Okay, not her best friend, but her almost best friend is I forgot about Gail. Is the creator of Omega.
Really?
Elizabeth Lesser. Oprah talks about Elizabeth Lesser's books all the time.
But she has another best friend that lives in Rhinecliff, but we won't talk about that.
So we just need to kidnap Oprah when she comes to Omega and make her sit here. And then maybe she'll promote me.
But we can lure her.
Okay.
Yes.
All
We don't have
maybe
to
lure. All
kidnap.
right. Maybe lure is better than kidnap. Okay.
I think that would be good for your numbers.
That would be amazing. So lastly, Robin says this theory creates more control. Control is an illusion, and so is she. Amen. Okay, we're going to commercial. Matty, I want you to say, this is Matty Rosenberg. You're listening to the Rhinebeck Scoop.
This is Matty Rosenberg, and you're listening to the Rhinebeck Scoop.
If you enjoy this show, tell a friend.
If you enjoyed this show, tell a friend.
Good job. That was really well done. Jen, you'll do it another time. Okay, so for Boujee Banter today, I have to say, guys, there's not that much Rhinebeck news of interest. I have scoured the news. I've looked at the events. I have to tell you, there's nothing really juicy going on right now. So sorry about that. And a lot of the news has to do with the upcoming local elections. So let's play a game.
Okay.
I love my games. Okay. So now you guys know we have Mary F. K. and Are They Good in Bed?
Yes.
Now we have a new game, and that is Are They Good at Head?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you guys like that?
Whatever. It's your show.
Okay. Now, these are straight men who I'm talking about doing that to women. Okay. So let's start. Ready? The first one. Are they good at head? Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
I'll go with yes on that. For
Okay.
sure.
Why?
I would imagine that his partner would not be his partner without that. Without that.
Okay. That's a good one.
Oh, I like that. I'll go with that. No, I think he's a very, like he spent years learning how to be Bob Dylan.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
And so I think that he's got commitment.
He's got commitment. He's got patience.
Yes.
And perhaps perfected the technique over the years. Okay.
He learned how to play the guitar. He could do that.
Okay.
That's such a good point.
How do those two go together?
Patience, perseverance.
Patience, perseverance. I would say yes, because you took mine. He has a mega superstar, Kylie Jenner, is his girlfriend. They've been together supposedly for a while. And if that's the truth, then yeah, he has to be good at that. I also think I looked up his age and he's 29. So when they're 29, they're still motivated.
A lot of energy.
And when they're 29, they still want to learn and explore and they will try to make you happy, even though he's a superstar actor. So I'm going to say that Timothée Chalamet is good at head.
Okay, we're all in agreement.
Okay, cool. All right, next one. Basketball superstar Shaquille O'Neal. Do you know who that is?
I know who it is, but
Yeah, he's very large, man.
yeah, I don't have an answer on
I
that.
don't have an answer either.
Really?
I don't know anything about him except that he plays basketball.
That's it. I mean, I know he's a huge basketball star.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I know.
Me too.
And he's much older now. He's retired.
Okay.
He's an older man. So
I'm guessing yes,
why?
just because it sounds like it would be cool.
I'm guessing just to be contrarian, no.
There you are.
But why?
I don't know. I'm just being
We're
contrarian.
not trying to spoil your game.
Yeah.
Okay.
sorry.
So I'm going to guess and I'm going to say yes. And here's why. I looked it up. He's 7'1". He has, I think he has an ex-wife.
You
and-
cheated. You Googled. I mean, we didn't get to Google.
Well, you know he's a big guy. He plays fucking basketball. Wow,
What
that's
does
the
that have
first
to do
ever-
with being able to give head?
Hold on. I'm
Okay.
not done.
All right.
So he's dated women or either has an ex-wife who's 5'2", so around my size, so really, really tiny. That is a big thing to go into a really small thing. So I don't think I think it's like, you know, when you think someone's good on paper, it's like, oh, they look really good on paper. And then in person, it's like, holy shit. I think that would be scary. Someone with 7'1" with that coming towards you.
Oh my.
I've seen 6'6" and it was scary. So I think it would be too much. So I think for most women, especially petite women, he would have to have someone like a Kardashian who could definitely fit all that. I think he has to be good at head because I don't think it can go in for most women.
I don't think either of us are going to dispute this.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, let's do the last one. The last one. Star of The Walking Dead, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yes.
I go with yes. As well.
Okay, why?
His wife is the bomb.
Okay.
And I say whatever Hillary wants, Hillary gets as she should. So I'm going yes. And I'm going 1,000%. If that's important to Hillary, then yes, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is equipped to make that happen.
Matty.
Actually, piggybacking off of what Jen said, we did have her here for a podcast some time ago, and she was so impressive in every way. It was just off the charts. So I would say yes, of course. She would
But
have
it's not,
whatever she
what
wants.
does that have to do with him?
She wouldn't stand for somebody who wasn't putting out the same amount of effort that she does in everything that she does.
Yes, exactly. I agree with that.
Anyway, so I think
I think this is going to be a no for some reason.
Do you think so?
Just somehow the way she's building up to it, I don't know.
I think The Walking Dead, from the little I've seen of it, is a very well done show. I know people who are obsessed with it, who say the social commentary is out of this world. Zombies are not my thing. So I could never get into it. I like vampires, but I can't do, I can't.
Zombies are fantastic.
Yeah, I just can't do. I don't mind The Last of Us. Craig made me watch The Last of Us, and that wasn't that bad. I could handle that. But zombies or walkers or whatever they're called are just not my cup of tea.
Oh,
So
we
I'm
have
a
to do
little,
a show about that.
yeah, I'm a little like, I don't know. Like, there's something with the zombie thing that is just throwing me off. I also think, you know, when I said this about Paul Rudd, you know, these are guys that are used to getting everything they want. They're pretty, and they probably don't have to work for much. So I think maybe he was back in the day. And I think now, because he has all the fame and the money and the power, that probably he's gotten really lazy at that. And if he has, Jeffrey, I just want to say that women, middle-aged women, really appreciate that. So if you have gotten a little lax in that area, definitely make sure to check off that box. No pun intended.
I'd be surprised.
I've never met this woman, so you could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but I think that he might need to step up his game. That's all.
Well, maybe he'll come on and tell you for himself.
That might be the way to.
He can come on and tell me for himself with his wife. Like, I don't want to have that conversation with a married man.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, you have some boundaries. That's good.
I have fucked up boundaries.
That's good to know.
Yes, I do have some boundaries, but like, I think maybe, but I could be wrong.
Anything's possible.
But yeah, so that is, yay. Are they good? Are they good at head? Yay. So what do you think? What's your favorite game so far?
I think the previous one was better.
I like Marry Fuck Kill.
Yeah, I think that's more classic.
Okay, so we'll go back to Marry Fuck Kill.
Okay.
All right, we'll go back to that. All right. Sour of the moment. This is Matty Rosenberg.
My sour of the moment is going to be the flip side of a sweet that I experienced, and then I realized how sour everything else was. So, here's the thing. I finally got across the river to Kingston to go to this new bagel place called Fancy's, but it's
Where?
It's in Midtown, which makes no sense. Why Kingston has Midtown that doesn't seem like Midtown. Anyway,
There's a Midtown Kingston?
Yeah.
yes,
There is not. You're fucking lying now.
No, it's
not.
real.
It's called Midtown.
There's
You swear to
Uptown
God,
and yes.
Yes.
If I
It's
go
where
to
the
Kingston,
hospital is.
If I go
Yes.
to Kingston and I say, excuse me,
Yes.
can you point me to Midtown?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
So I go
I
to
don't believe
this. It is what it is. It's
Okay.
it's got a lot of good things there.
And
So
not some good things.
and not some good things. Too.
Okay.
So I have this bagel experience at Fancy's. It's spelled Fantzye, which is kind of a strange spelling, but
Hold on one second. Listeners, if this is a real thing, the uptown, midtown bullshit that he's trying to feed me, DM me at Free Spirit Jennifer C, because I don't believe him, because he's saying this as a New Yorker. So I think he's just throwing shit out, because I've never, ever heard this. Go ahead, Fancies.
so I go to Fancy's and have by far the best bagel experience I've ever had in the Hudson Valley. And I would say it's on par with some of the best bagels I've ever had in New York City.
Because you lost that one bagel place.
Well, yes, we did lose a bagel place, which is sad, but we had other bagel places. And nonetheless, they are off the charts amazing. So my sour of the moment is, why can't we have something even 1/10 this good in Rhinebeck?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So,
Ooh, that's a good one.
or even on this side of the river. It's really extraordinary. And the sandwiches they make are phenomenal. The coffee they have is great. I know this is turning into a sweet, but I'm saying because of that sweet, I
get that.
realize we have nothing like it here.
Matty, I'm impressed. I gave you the lowdown over text today, and I was like, absolutely nothing political. So I'm very proud of you.
And supposedly it's sex or food, so I went with food.
You did go with food. Oh my God, that's so funny. Now, how do you feel? Have we upped our game over here in Rhinebeck with the coffee shops yet?
No, we have our coffee.
That's
is
his thing. He's a coffee snob.
It's extraordinarily bad. Our coffee situation in Rhinebeck. We have, Bread Alone actually does probably have the best coffee, but it's fine. It's fine.
Do you want Hillary in here or not? That's what you're going to say?
I'm sorry to say, but that's.
I don't get it.
I know what she's getting at, but I just want the truth.
Oh, are
said.
you trying to say Samuel Sweets is the best coffee?
Absolutely, they do have the best
Yeah,
coffee.
I'm going to say no. I've had their coffee. No. Sorry.
It's a lovely place.
Yeah, it is a
and
lovely
it has
place.
incredibly good candy, although they don't have Chupa Chumpers.
Oh
but anyway, let's not go into that.
Okay.
No, we have our coffee situation is terrible. We really don't have a good coffee shop. Fancy's Bagel has better coffee than anyone in Rhinebeck, and they're not even a coffee shop.
Okay.
And there are like almost everyone there, and I think the owner is a woman too.
Is anyone else sweating?
It's very warm in here, but the
my
door is
God.
that's because the door.
How am I, like every time I do
But you're
this
wearing a sweater.
Yeah.
I know
and
every
it's a
time
very
I do
thick
this
sweater.
radio show, I am just pouring sweat and I don't feel nervous.
Well,
Well,
maybe you
I mean,
do.
look at the light. It's very.
It
No,
must
that's-
be something.
But that doesn't
It's-
generate any heat.
It
It's
feels
LED.
like it. I feel like it's beating down on me.
I could never be an actor
Now
because
the
of all
list-
the lights, I would be sweating too much.
But they're mostly LED now, so they don't generate that much heat. They just look like they do.
Anyway. Okay, Jen, you're sweet.
I don't have anything interesting like him. It's completely personal. The longer days have made my mood so much better.
Because you're a real bitch normally.
February was tough.
I'm kidding.
February was really fucking tough. It's wonderful. I love the fact that we have above 30-degree weather and there's sun and the days are longer. This is just like the best thing ever for the first week of March.
Okay, I'm going to make you blow your load because I looked at the weather for technically this week because this drops on March 11th.
Yes.
50s and 60s.
Right?
All this week.
I mean,
and sun, not the bullshit rain, like all sun. I know. This is when you ask Jen for money, when you ask her for sex. Maddie will ask her for a hand job. Okay, I guess that we're not doing that. Okay, Maddie's just not into it.
You know, we're trying to keep this a up and up professional relationship. Don't go like throwing curveballs at
I'm
them.
sorry. I know you guys have more of a family relationship. Okay, so I have, Maddie, do you have a sweet? Because I have a few. Did you say you wanted to say something, right?
No.
The bagels.
The bagel.
Oh,
was
the
right.
bagel.
I'll do
Yes.
this, yes.
Yes, the Fancy's bagel. Okay, so I have a few. Number one, Matty, let's talk about blowing their load.
Yeah.
Matty is going to lose his shit.
Okay, I'm watching.
Lose his shit when I say this, okay? I'm watching. Everyone watch Matty's face when I say this. Okay.
I have to focus on it.
So I'm doing this like whole social media revamp, right? And so I hired this social media team. Part of it is I go to classes 4 times a week because they teach me all this kind of stuff, like over Zoom or whatever. And a lot of the people in the classes are Gen Z. And we had this long talk the other night because I want to maybe do some stuff for Gen Z on social media. And what they said to me, they talked to me for probably an hour, completely changed my mind about Gen Z.
Wow.
No.
Yes.
Well,
No. Yes.
What did they say?
You
Yes.
spend time with them and you can appreciate them.
I just think they're so cute and I love them so much. And I feel like they're
There's
my babies.
more, though.
And no one fucks with them except for me. Like I just feel they were basically saying they were talking about how it's really hard to find jobs now and they do want to work
Yep.
and they do have the ambition, but they just cannot find the jobs. And they were just saying like all these things that I had I'd never
things I said to you before that you
probably
wouldn't
that I've
believe?
completely ignored.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just hearing it from them because I don't have kids, and they were I was asking them, oh, what advice can I give online? And they were giving me some examples of what to give. And I was like, wow, oh my God, you do have souls. You are humans. That is amazing. So now I have almost completely changed my mind on Gen Z.
I'm impressed.
That's great.
Okay, my second sweet it's not in New York yet. I'm hoping this will influence New York, but Connecticut is now passing around a bill to legalize psilocybin.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. Psilocybin has been a godsend for me. I guess I'm not supposed to say I'm taking it. My cousin Jessica takes it, and it has been a godsend for her, taken away pretty much all of her anxiety, obsessive thinking, and also enabled her to eat a lot more food because it completely calms the nervous system. So I am just hoping that we get this in New York as well.
I've heard this from several people outside of Jessica too.
Have you?
I have.
Yes, and Jessica's
Same.
therapist introduced psilocybin to her because it has worked so well for many of her patients that they're no longer patients anymore.
Well, the beauty of this would be that there could be some. Well, I don't know if we're not going to go into politics. I'll just. Sorry. I was going to say maybe research would show blah blah blah, but it would be fantastic if it could be done under the tutelage of a therapist or a physician, so that people knew the correct dosage to use it therapeutically.
Yeah, and you can really fuck yourself off.
Yep.
But I mean, I was reading an article where half a gram for microdosing is pushing it, and this guy did 15 grams.
That sounds like a lot.
And was basically fucked up for weeks didn't think he could get out of it type of deal. So you can really F yourself up. So I agree with you, Jen. I completely agree with you. And then my last sweet of the moment, yay, we are looking for sponsors for the Rhinebeck Scoop, aren't we, guys?
Yes.
Okay, yay. If you're a local business who would love to inquire about sponsorship for this show, reach out to Matty or is that Jen? Who should they reach out to?
Doesn't matter.
Both of us.
Okay, reach out to both of them at comments@radiofreerhinecliff.org, and we'll do something really special for you and really fun. Don't you think?
Especially you.
Especially me. I'll make your commercial, I'll make your reel really fucking interesting.
I bet
believe
you
it.
will.
I will make people shop there. Trust me. So anyway, just reach out to us. My little rhinos, remember to shop right here at the Epicurean for all your upscale grocery and gift-giving needs. You can leave me a voicemail at 845-307-7446 or email me at comments@radiofreerhinecliff.org. And of course, follow me as Free Spirit Jennifer C to see my question for the next episode. The next episode will drop Tuesday, March 25th. Until then, my little rhinos, happy St. Patrick's Day. Everyone together, love you, RBK. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Love you, RBK.
Excellent.
We had somebody in here before who just said, "I love the show."
Oh, that's
Yes.
amazing. Oh, good.
He actually said when you walked away that he likes when Gen Z puts us on the spot. And he literally said that. I did not make that up.
That is my specialty.